Hello, Jonathan Rayo here with Simplified Guitar, and in this lesson, I want to teach you how to play the kids' song, Five Little Speckled Frogs. This song was recommended by Patron Daniel. Thank you, Daniel, for your song suggestion. Now, what I'm going to do first is play all the way through the song, and then I'll break it down at the end and explain it in more detail. So let's go ahead and get started with that. Five little speckled frogs sat on a speckled log, eating the most delicious bugs. Yum, yum. One jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool. Then there were four green speckled frogs. Glub, glub. Four little speckled frogs sat on a speckled log, eating the most delicious bugs. Yum, yum. One jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool. Then there were three green speckled frogs. Three little speckled frogs sat on a speckled log, eating the most delicious bugs. Yum, yum. One jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool. Then there were two green speckled frogs. Glub, glub. Two little speckled frogs sat on a speckled log, eating the most delicious bugs. Yum, yum. One jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool. Then there was one green speckled frog. Glub, glub. One little speckled frog sat on a speckled log, eating the most delicious bugs. Yum, yum. One jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool. Then there were no green speckled frogs. All right, before I break the song down, if you want to check out the chord chart for this song, you can click right up there to head over to my Patreon page. Now, for this song, we're going to be playing in the key of G, and so we're using the G chord family. We have the G chord, we have a C add 9 chord. If you want, you could play just a regular C major as well, but I use the C add 9 because it's a very easy transition from that G. So we have the G, we have the C add 9. We also have an E minor 7, which I play like this. Again, this is for ease of transitions. You can see it's a very similar shape to that G and C. But again, if you want, you could play just a regular E minor as well. That's totally fine. And then we have a D over F sharp, also a very similar shape to the other chords that we're playing for this song. Another alternative would be just a regular D major you could play as well. Okay, so those are the four chords we're going to be using for this song. So very straightforward there. It's the 1, 4, 5, and 6 of the scale. Very, very common for a lot of popular songs just to use those four chords. Now for the strum pattern, this is going to be in 2/4 time, which means the pattern is only 2 beats long. Okay, so beat 1, we have a single string pluck. So we're just plucking a single string on beat 1, and that's going to be the root note of the chord, which I'll explain in a second. And then beat 2, we're going to strum the rest of the strings. Okay, so beat 1 is the root note, and beat 2 is the rest of the strings. Okay, and that's the whole pattern repeated over and over and over again. So the root note is going to change depending on the chord we're playing, but in general, it's going to be the low E string for all of these chords except for the C add 9. Okay, so for the G chord, for the D over F sharp, for the E minor 7, it's all that low E string is going to be that root note that we're playing. When we play the C add 9, that's going to switch to the A string. So our first strum for beat 1 should be on the A string, and then we strum the other 4 strings for beat 2. So 1, 2, 1, 2. So we don't want to play that low E string for the C add 9. Now, if you play, instead of a D over F sharp, if you decide to play a D major, then your root note's going to change. That's going to change to the D string. So you want to avoid the low E and the A string if you're playing a D major chord. So it's 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. okay? For strum patterns like this that require you to pluck a single string, it's very important that you hit that string correctly. What I like to do is use my pinky as kind of like a kickstand on the body of my guitar, and it helps me to be more accurate with my plucking. So I can make sure, even without looking, I can kind of gauge where I am with my picking hand because I've got that pinky down, and it allows me to be more accurate with my strumming. So that's something you can practice as well. But this is something that you will want to practice, this strum pattern. Even if the strum pattern seems easy, it's that plucking of the single note that's going to be complicated. So you can practice doing that over and over again, going from that G to that C, and making sure that you are doing that single pluck on the right string, and practice that really slowly in the beginning without singing, just practicing that and getting more accurate with it. Yeah, and that's pretty much it for this song. It's, very, very simple. I do want to mention, though, is something you can do at the end of every verse. If you feel like the way I played it was a bit quick, you could extend. So basically what I did was after I sung the last line, I just played a G for 2 or 4 more measures. But if you felt like that wasn't enough, what you could do is play that G for 4 measures, and then play a C add 9, also for 4 measures, and then you can start singing the next line, and that gives you a little bit more wiggle room in there between verses. Okay, so that would be something like this. Then there were 4 green speckled frogs, glub, glub. 4 little speckled frogs. Okay, so that's just an extra 4 measures in there, just to give a little bit more space, a little bit more time before you start the next verse. So that's something you can do as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this song. If you do have any questions, feel free to leave your questions in the comment section of this post on my Patreon page. Again, that's right up there. I do answer all of my patrons' questions. And until the next song tutorial, take care.